In the strength of his youth, in spite of millions who opposed him, Caleb believed that a mountain in Hebron was his. Long after the desert wandering had drawn the strength from his legs and those who doubted died, he still believed. Caleb was 85 years old when he climbed that mountain and saw with his own eyes what he had kept alive in his heart. God never intended for Caleb to be a minority.
Much like the biblical Caleb of old, we believe God's plan is to restore Israel to the fullness of her inheritance and destiny, not simply to political boundaries on a map, but that all of Israel's hearts would be totally surrendered to their Messiah, Jesus, and that they would walk out their destiny as a light to the nations, thus sparking global revival. Our call is to make this burning desire and amazing plan of God known in our day throughout the earth.
Thanks to an outstanding staff and a growing community of friends and supporters, Caleb Company is achieving this call through a variety of dynamic efforts.
Caleb Company Israel training has become an incredible tradition. Our biennial schools in Tennessee and Israel each culminate in strategic outreaches.
Seeing the students understand the Israel piece is fantastic. Watching them grow in their understanding of who they are, their unique giftings, and how they're called to play a part in these days is even more powerful, and it happens without fail.
I've always had a heart for the Jewish people and the nation of Israel, but it wasn't until my Caleb Company training that I really received a clear biblical understanding of how God's plans and purposes for Israel will impact all nations of the earth.
We are determined to be a bridge of tangible blessing to our brothers and sisters in Israel and throughout the nations.
Thanks to our generous supporters, we've been able to bless our Israeli brothers and sisters with over $100,000 in the past few years, providing everything from groceries to single mothers, blankets and heaters for Holocaust survivors, and even aid for a persecuted Arab family.
Being covenantal partners with Iris Ministries has been an exciting venture for Caleb Company. We often train students from Iris Harvest Schools in both Israel and Mozambique. It has been an amazing privilege to impart such passionate and hungry servants of Jesus with a rich understanding of God's heart and purposes for Israel.
Jesus' command in Revelation for the end times was to hear what the Spirit is saying, which is why from the inception of the ministry, we've made intercession and worship the central part of all of our activities. It's the place from which everything has to flow.
In the early days of Dawn's ministry, there was a great move of God in this region.
The fire marshal would have had a heyday with this. The pews were always filled. There were kids sitting in the aisles, and on pack nights, there would be 2 or 3 kids in each windowsill.
That outpouring of the Spirit eventually led to his call out of one ministry and into another.
When I started attending Belmont, you could see Don's passion for Israel. I think he studied too much to close his eyes to the big picture.
Caleb was known for his wholehearted devotion to the Lord. I mean, he took mountains in his old age and he raised up his descendants to do the same. Well, that's the kind of legacy that I want to leave behind. And that's what I see Papa Don as a modern-day Caleb doing through Caleb Company.
Caleb Company was started to raise up an end-time army of men and women in every generation who wholeheartedly love the Lord, seek Him in the place of worship and intercession, and partner with Him on behalf of His people, Israel. And thanks to you, we are not taking this mountain alone.